Digital Pilipinas, bringing together the world's industry leaders in a multi-month movement of innovation and nation building to solve the country's age-old problems with technology. Technology can be our nation's strength and advantage as we showcase Filipino tech expertise to make a lasting impact on the country, influence change, and foster inclusion through technology and innovation across local and global spheres. To do this, Digital Pilipinas champions a 12-point agenda that provides solutions while leveraging on ICT-driven opportunities. FinTech, GovTech, and RegTech. PropTech. Digital transformation. Overseas Filipino banking. Future of mobility. InsurTech. E-commerce. Cybersecurity. Internet of Energy. Future of education, digital cities, gaming. The 12-point agenda will be our guiding star as we trade with trust, encourage cross-border collaborations, e-commerce, open finance, and work hand-in-hand with national and global tech leaders. Digital Pilipinas is a legacy in the making. In 2019, Amor Maclang, FinTech Philippines Executive Director, and Geyser Maclang Marketing Communications Incorporated co-founder, led the Philippine delegation in the Singapore FinTech Festival. In 2020, the country joined the ranks of emerging leaders in the largest event for global tech innovators, the World FinTech Festival. Now, Ms. Maclang, the appointed convener of the World FinTech Festival Philippines, is taking it a step further by gathering the brightest minds to establish the roadmap of the country's technological future with Digital Pilipinas. In the coming months, we will create the Digital Pilipinas Blueprint. It is a whole-of-nation, whole-of-society, whole-of-business approach with national leaders, foreign partners, and the private sector. Filipinos are at the heart of the ASEAN digital revolution, with Asia as the sandbox of innovations. With Digital Pilipinas, our nation will collectively break barriers, tech up industries, and go beyond what seemed to be impossible before. Watch out for our different events and programs in the following months featuring Business Without Borders, Real Estate and PropTech, EduTech, InsurTech and HealthTech, Environment and Sustainability, Diversity and Inclusion, Esports and Gaming, Cyber Defense and Cybersecurity. Get ready to join our biggest initiatives during the Global Impact FinTech ASEAN Conference, the Risky Business Series, the World FinTech Festival Reduxes, the Singapore FinTech Festival, the Next Generation Leaders Conference, culminating in the launch of the World FinTech Festival Philippines in November. Join the movement and be part of the country's digital revolution. Contact us by email and through our Facebook pages to learn more and be part of the Whole of Nation, Whole of Society platform for global and local prosperity. Digital Pilipinas is supported by the following partners and prime movers in innovation and nation building from the government and private sectors. Join the movement today. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Mabuhay ang Digital Pilipinas.
Healthcare and insurance have been pushed to the forefront as the public looks for ways to better protect themselves and their loved ones. Our next panel is about teching up these sectors so that we, as a nation, can be prepared for the future and whatever may strike. Join us now for InsurTech and HealthTech, changing the healthcare delivery and protection through technology, moderated by John Aguilar, serial entrepreneur, creator, and host of The Final Pitch on CNN Philippines.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's panel. Before we start with our discussion, we are honored to have with us Ms. Noemi Azura, President and CEO of Insular Healthcare, who will give a keynote speech on today's topic. Noemi?
Thank you, John, and good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about changing healthcare delivery and protection through technology. I cannot overemphasize the relevance and timeliness of this topic as we experience the brutality of the COVID-19 pandemic, which many consider as a health, humanitarian, and economic crisis. I am going to share with you our actual experience on how technology enabled our company to be resilient and, more importantly, to make a difference amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Next, please. InLife Healthcare is the HMO or managed care subsidiary of InLife or Insular Life. We are part of the healthcare delivery ecosystem. Our role is to develop health plans for individuals, family, SMEs, and big corporate clients. The health plans provide financial coverage when our clients access our partner doctors, clinics, and hospitals for medical services. We distribute our health plans either direct to customers or through sales intermediaries like brokers, agents, aggregators, and digital affiliates. Next, please. We had two Black Swan events that happened in the first quarter of 2020, the Taal volcano eruption and the COVID-19 pandemic. Both events had adverse impact on public health and the economy. Next, please. Technology was a major enabler of our resiliency during these health emergencies. Next, please. 3 years ago, we decided that technology will be an important element in our growth strategy. We embarked on digital transformation. Our objectives were to improve client experience, to grow our business by tapping the underserved, and to promote operational efficiency. We modernized our core system and developed client-facing applications like the mobile app, employee enrollment portal, the HR portal. We also set up the digital authorization network where low-value medical service requests are approved straight through. We also signed up with telehealth service providers. And finally, we built our e-commerce sales channels with API capability to participate in the rapid growth of our e-commerce and distribute affordable healthcare plans to the underserved market in our 7,100 islands. We are very fortunate to have started this journey early because our digital capabilities supported us during the extended community quarantine. Next, please. The first major benefit of having digital capabilities is the ability to continuously serve our clients, providing them healthcare coverage at a time when it's needed the most. Next, please. This slide shows you our major people and digital service channels that remained operational during the lockdown. We scaled the capacity of our call center by 100% before the lockdown in preparation for a possible call surge. We made sure that our more than 600 POS authorization network located at hospitals and clinics nationwide were up and running. Our roving nurses who used to assist client admissions and discharge in the hospitals face-to-face assisted clients remotely and safely from their homes through the Liaison Officer app. We also observed acceleration in the use of corporate HR portal, the mobile app, and telemedicine during the extended community quarantine. But I want to highlight that we don't stop at having digital capabilities. Stable and reliable healthcare service delivery is very critical during this time. We continued to measure our service levels through our CX dashboard. Being sick or having a sick family member is already an emotional and distressing experience. And these emotions are even intensified by the fear of getting infected with COVID-19. We closely monitored our service levels and made sure that we were achieving our TATs. This gave us the confidence to assure clients that they will be served and they will have financial coverage during this difficult period. Next, please. I will take some time talking about this slide. One of the important pillars of our brand is health and wellness education, which is encapsulated in our tagline, Wellness for a Lifetime. We take this promise seriously. Our health and wellness education focuses on healthy living, disease prevention, and disease management. Our communication channels include webinars, Facebook, email blasts, and the mobile app. For example, after the Taal volcano eruption, we started posting health advisories on the risks of exposure to ashfall and the ways to protect oneself and family, including wearing of face masks. And as early as January 2020, when we learned about the first outbreak in Wuhan, China, we started posting about COVID-19, how it spreads, and ways to prevent it. In the first quarter of 2020, we intensified COVID-19 awareness and prevention campaign, repeatedly posting basic prevention protocols. In the second quarter of 2020, however, as people stayed indoors, we added advisories on how to keep a healthy lifestyle while staying indoors. We provided links on cooking healthy meals, links to indoor physical activity like Zumba, and getting enough sleep and mental health. Next, please. The second major benefit of our technology capabilities was keeping our staff safe while they continued to serve our clients. 85% of our staff were able to work from home and 15% were our skeletal force and reported to the office on rotation. Our work from home staff were provided with laptops, desktops, and secure connectivity to our systems. Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and Google Meet were our hardworking collaboration platforms. Next, please. The third major benefit of our digital capabilities is business continuity. Next, please. We remained open for business throughout the pandemic. Our sales team continued acquiring new business and renewing existing relationships through video conferencing. Our online store and the e-commerce distribution partners were also actively selling affordable healthcare plans during the intermittent lockdowns. Next, please. During this health crisis, our e-commerce channels were very active. We sell our affordable emergency care vouchers through e-commerce channels. The customer journey from search, purchase, to registration is 100% digital. The slide shows our best-selling emergency care voucher. For 1,750 pesos or $35, you can get 100,000 peso or $2,000 coverage for 1 year for outpatient and inpatient emergency cases due to accidents, viral and bacterial infection, including COVID-19, given on ex gratia. We experienced a surge in demand for this affordable healthcare product, which grew by more than 1,000% in 2020, and this growth has been sustained this year. Next, please. Our digital transformation initiatives, which we started in 2018, supported our growth and resiliency during the pandemic. As a result, we have steadily advanced in industry ranking. In terms of revenue, we climbed from number 12 in 2018 to number 7 in 2020. On net profit, we jumped from number 9 in 2018 to number 5 in 2020. Technology has been a key enabler of our business growth. Technology has allowed us to expand our market reach and serve our customers better. Next, please. Data analytics technologies also allowed us to make a difference during the pandemic. Standard healthcare agreements do not cover diseases under pandemic or epidemic. The risk of claims that may result in business losses is unknown. But with the help of data analytics, we reached an informed decision to make an extraordinary exemption and cover COVID-19 ex gratia. This ex gratia coverage extended to all our health plans, including the affordable emergency care solutions. So more than our financial success, the achievement that we are most proud of was our decision to cover COVID-19 ex gratia at a time when healthcare coverage is needed the most. We have established that in-life healthcare is a reliable brand in good and in bad times. That ends my presentation, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Noemi, for that presentation. Very, very awesome initiatives you have over there. I'd like to congratulate you for everything that you've done and will continue to do for the benefit of the industry. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. So our audience must be very excited to hear today's discussion. And as we all know, healthcare and insurance are vital to staying safe and protected, especially during uncertain times like these. Luckily, we have an amazing panel with us today who can share with us their wisdom and knowledge on how these important sectors are using technology to improve the system and get more Filipinos prepared for crisis and emergencies that come their way. Let's meet our panelists. So first of all, we have And this guy is very familiar to me. He was our contestant on our reality show, The Final Pitch. He is Vincent Lau, co-founder and CEO of Maria Health. Hi, Vincent, all the way from San Francisco. Hello.
Hey, John, it's good to connect with you again.
Nice to have you here. Vincent, what's been going on with Maria Health? I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah, I'd say, COVID, when we started the business, Maria Health, we wanted to solve a big problem. Little did we know that we would be at the forefront of this COVID battle. And so, I think we're all very inspired as a team, as a company, to continue to use technology to provide the much needed access to the services that particularly the 99% of the 1 million registered companies in the Philippines, to the 22 million households that are in the country, to the OFWs who are a big part of the economy, to be able to provide access to the services that they need for health insurance. So we've never been more inspired to continue to build the brand of Maria Health. And, our mission and vision, again, has stayed the same, is to build the #1 trusted brand for Filipinos to shop and buy health insurance globally.
Yeah. Well, Vincent, you've come a long way since 2017 when you pitched on the show. I'm glad to have you here. And I've seen the growth of Maria Health through the years. Truly amazing what technology can do for the sector. You, of course, leading the charge and bringing your expertise from Silicon Valley over here to this neck of our woods. So thank you very much, Vincent. I'll be looking forward to hearing more from you later. So up next, we have Cholo Tagaysay, CEO of Consulta MD. Hi, Cholo.
Hi, John. Happy to be here today.
Nice to have you here. Cholo, tell us a little bit about Consulta MD.
Okay, Consulta MD is a globe company. We're a telemedicine service. We give you easy access to licensed doctors. Our service is 24/7. You can call at 3 in the morning if you're wondering if you have COVID. You can call as much as you want. It's unlimited and it's no appointment needed. If you want to talk to a doctor right now, you just launch the app, you press the button, the doctor's right there.
Wow. That's really a godsend, especially for, I would say, special mention to seniors. I mean, the ease of use, I think, is very, very important, especially now when a lot of us are really stuck in our homes, just grappling for ways to be able to gain access to healthcare. So I think you guys are doing great in Consulta MD. I'm glad to have you here in the panel.
Thank you, John.
Okay, so we also have Alan Santos, President and Chair of the National Reinsurance Corporation of the Philippines and the Philippine Insurers and Reinsurers Association. Hi, Alan.
Hi, John. Good morning to everyone.
Okay, so Alan, give us a little bit of a sneak peek into what happens in the Philippine Insurers and Reinsurers Association. We'd like to get a little bit more knowledge on that.
Sure, John. First of all, PIRA is the Non-Life Industry Association here in the Philippines. So all the non-life insurers and insurers, reinsurers are members of PIRA. What we do is we discuss and confront issues that beset the industry. We also engender camaraderie and friendship among its members. We promote the healthy growth of the industry and provide for its integration with the country's economic and social development.
Yeah, well, great to have you here. I'm sure collaboration, co-opetition is part of the game with PIRA. And I think we're going to have more discussions touching on that as we get to the panel. So thank you, Alan, for joining us here today. Sure. And joining us as well is Dr. Eric Tayag, Director 4 of the Department of Health. Hello, Dr. Tayag.
John, good morning. I'm pleased to join the panel today. How are you?
I'm great, doing great, and looks like you're doing great as well. We are all alive and kicking thanks to the efforts of the Department of Health. Could you please elaborate more on your role in the DOH and what you've been doing to achieve so far, a marked improvement in our current battle towards eliminating COVID?
Okay, John, I'm the Director of the Knowledge Management and Information Technology Service of the Department of Health. My office supports all information technology communication services that are required by government so that we can have an effective response against COVID-19. It has actually included telemedicine, which Mr. Cholo has just described for Consulta MT. We work with them. And now we're working on the vaccine certification because we want to make sure that every Filipino who got vaccinated will have their validated vaccination cards through a secure system. Thank you, John.
Okay, great to have you here, Dr. Eric Tayag. I'll see you once again later after we introduce the others. So next is Erica Modina, co-founder of Fort Health Data Systems. Hello, Erica.
Hi, good morning. Hi, John, and hello, everyone. Hello to my co-panelists. I am Erica Modina, and in Fort Health Data Systems, we provide a proactive and targeted strategy really rooted in health data to not just save money, but also to reduce disease burden. So what we want is a community approach to care, and we look at multiple healthy settings like schools, hospitals, and cities, and we provide management teams and other stakeholders strategic insights to empower and save Filipinos. Aside from that, I'm also the president of Epimetrics Inc., which is a private institution to achieve health equity through health systems and research. So we want to develop evidence-based policies to help the Philippine health system, and of course, to address inequities in the health outcomes and determinants, and achieve universal health coverage together with our national agencies like the Department of Health. Again, good morning.
Well, Erica, I like the sound of evidence-based policies, definitely. We will be needing a lot of that in the coming months and years. This battle that we have with COVID is ever present, and hopefully will be coming to an end sooner rather than later. So we're glad that you have your energy set in making sure that we're able to battle this effectively. So finally, we heard from her this morning, our keynote speaker, Noemi Azura, President and CEO of Insular Healthcare. Hi, Noemi. Welcome back.
Hi, good morning again.
Okay, so let's welcome back all our distinguished panelists for today. And we're going to kick off our panel discussion with the following questions. So the first question, and anyone can take this. So in the Philippines, what are the areas related to health and healthcare delivery that can benefit from teching up? So when you say teching up, this could translate to telemedicine, insurance disbursement, pandemic contact tracing, and the whole gamut. So anyone can take this. This question. So again, in the Philippines, what are the areas related to health and healthcare delivery that can benefit from teching up? So Noemi, perhaps we could have you answer this first.
So first, sales and distribution through e-commerce enabled by APIs. Second, digital customer service channels like mobile app, telemedicine, approval of medical service requests, reimbursement requests, chatbots, and possibly also an omni-channel build out. The third area is operations, and I'd like to focus on just one big item here, which is the build out of EDI, or electronic data interchange, for claims between the HMOs, insurance companies, PhilHealth, and the healthcare facilities. The fourth area is health and wellness education, focusing on healthy living, disease prevention, and disease management. And another area is data analytics technology, supporting risk management, performance marketing, and health and wellness to improve health and wellness outcomes.
Hi, John. This is Alan. Allow me to offer some insights from an insurer's perspective. Okay, first, from an availability perspective, teching up can help widen the distribution and operational reach of insurers, as well as the delivery of healthcare services. The potential of telemedicine to serve millions of Filipinos in far-flung areas is very promising. Secondly, from a cost and affordability perspective, technology can be a two-edged sword. On one hand, advancements in medical technology can lead to higher unit costs. On the other hand, other applications of technology can be utilized to deliver effective and efficient healthcare, which avoid wastage and other frictional costs. Through artificial intelligence, unnecessary availments, as well as fraudulent claims can be reduced, if not eliminated. And then thirdly, better data capture and risk analysis through technology can lead to the development of more relevant and responsive insurance products. For example, the advent of fitness trackers and wearable devices allowed integration of wellness programs with insurance products that incentivize healthy living and preventive care.
Hello, John.
Hello, Dr. Eric.
Okay, we at the Department of Health has recognized that there are important facets in information communication technology for health. For example, we found that it has not gained adequate acceptance among different people and cultures in many countries, including ours, even in this COVID-19 pandemic. While investments in ICT infrastructure are slowly growing even in poorer economies, innovation, for example, has built up a huge inventory of applications and tools designed to cover varied health needs. So which one do we choose? What guides us to use these technologies? And another thing, the human resources for digital health remains unsustainable because of rapid changes in technology that requires building skills in an ever-changing environment. And there's the cybersecurity issues, a major threat to data privacy and has had a negative impact on client confidence after major breaches have occurred. And so in March last year, we embarked on one of those silver lining in this pandemic, a DOH COVID-19 hotline 1555 with the support of the Department of Local Government, and of course, through the auspices of Smart PLDT Communications, we were able to start this hotline on a 24/7, and it morphed into a telemedicine platform service. And we worked with third telemedicine providers. And so we have different models now, and we are working very hard so that what I have mentioned will not be barriers towards technology and innovation supporting our COVID-19 response. Over to you, John.
Thank you, Dr. Eric.
Yeah.
So can we hear from our other panelists?
Yeah. Hi, John. So though digital health pose countless of opportunities in scaling up service delivery, I think this is the perfect time to take a step back and assess the understanding and the behavior of Filipinos towards these digital health solutions and other barriers that may come out of it. So before I talk about teching up, maybe we should think about the inequity that could possibly happen if we don't assess or we don't look at Filipinos' digital health literacy, because as evidence shows, there would be unintended consequence that digital health solutions might have if we do not include the vulnerable and the underrepresented populations. So how do we do this? Like what I said a while ago, we have to understand digital health literacy. We have to first assess Filipinos' ability to seek, find, appraise health information. And there are already tools that we have online, and there are already tools that would look at domains such as how are Filipinos engaging with digital services? How do they feel safe? Are they in control? And do virtual environments show that people understand these information? So it's not just anymore the increase in usage of these solutions, but the quality of it. So by identifying this, we could co-create solutions in different populations and contexts that could benefit the underserved and those that are vulnerable. And two areas that I'd want to maybe identify for teching up would be the capacity building efforts, which the other panelists have already talked about. So this is both for the patients and also for healthcare providers. There are examples such as online health navigators that we could have. So this could increase quality transactions, reduce delays, and also educate patients and families. And we could see that the manpower that we could use having digitally health literate people online could be allocated to those who are underserved. And then last would be continuously building robust data infrastructure, which we have done as a community. So this isn't really teching up, but making sure or using the resources we already have, and ensuring that this is across the different healthy settings like schools, workplaces, and other cities. And now more than ever, we are amassing health data. And what's important is making sure that we use that for interventions and making sure we monitor and evaluate. Because if we don't do that, then how could we improve and how could we capture that we are also helping those who are underserved and vulnerable? Thank you.
Right. Of course, Erica, mobile penetration definitely not enough. It's really important for us to be able to get the right tools to the vulnerable. And I think, Cholo, I don't mean for you to preach to the choir, but you, I think more than anyone, is in the perfect position to be able to talk about this. So what in your opinion, is the benefit of teching up the sector?
Sure. So I agree with what everyone said, and taking off from what Erica discussed, definitely we need to think about the underserved. Definitely we need to think about the unrepresented. So when we talk about tech, we normally imagine people living in cities, with fast internet, with the newest mobile phone. But the reality in the Philippines is, for most people, the nearest doctor is a boat ride away. The nearest doctor is 4 hours away. I think an interesting stat to start with is 6 out of 10 Filipinos pass away without ever having consulted a doctor. And the reason for that is, as of last count, we're a country of 7,641 islands. Access to a doctor is not that easy. It's a boat ride away. And even if you can make the trip, how much would it cost? Actually talking to a doctor would cost what? North of 1,000 pesos. Most Filipinos cannot afford that. So we need solutions that address the lowest common denominator. And in Consulta MD, we're trying to be part of that solution. The pandemic is actually a perfect case study for telemedicine. So what's interesting, John, is our consultations are up 1,549% versus pre-pandemic. We're literally hiring new doctors every day. I think we interview about 40 doctors every week. We receive over 70,000 calls every week. We're projecting to be at over 1,000 doctors by next year. So is the Philippines ready for teching up? Is the Philippines ready for telemedicine? Definitely, it's happening already.
Definitely, loud and clear, we are ready for that teching up. One thing we don't realize is a lot of people who are watching this from their homes or offices on Zoom do not take for granted the fact that a lot of, for example, our population, as you said, does not have access, has to have, access is a boat right away. So I think this drastically changes the game in terms of how we get that medical support or care to our people. And one thing I'd like to harp on is that, and this is one of the questions as well, and I'd like to ask this to the DOH. What are the areas that government can support as we move from traditional insurance to InsurTech? So, of course, I would like to open the floor to Dr. Eric for your response on this.
Okay, John, thanks for having me back. The government leads this sector, that's the health sector, in making sure that there are appropriate policies for ICT support for health. For telemedicine, for example, we have issued several policies so that the practice of telemedicine is somewhat regulated and in order, because we want to make sure that those who access telemedicine services will be comfortable when they access these services. Another one is we want to make sure that what we have accomplished in the past, like an electronic medical record system, does not disappear just because new technologies have been introduced. So we want to make sure that this is linked into any applications that third party are providing now. And we want to make sure that they remain interoperable. We have convinced the Philippine Health Insurance, for example, to look at a benefit package for telemedicine because of the increasing demand. But it's not only the number of hours lag in every telemedicine consultation, but we are also monitoring data that we can actually use so that we can improve policies and programs that the Department of Health implements together with the local government units. What has changed, John, in this pandemic is that the Department of Health has opened its arms, reached out to the private sector because there is an admission that we cannot do this alone. We have to have investments in infrastructure, human resources, and systems that will actually have an integration, a harmonized system so that we are not operating in silos. Over
Right.
to you, John.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Eric. So speaking of outreach, let this panel be an extension of that outreach. So I'd like to throw the question to everyone here in the panel. So what are the areas that the government can support as we move from traditional insurance to InsurTech? So ladies, gentlemen, this is your chance to be able to air your concerns, suggestions, opinions on this very important matter. So I open the floor to anyone who would like to open their thoughts to Dr. Eric Tayag, the rest of the DOH.
Well, John, I guess before we get to the concerns,
Okay.
I just wanted to say that the DOH, Dr. Tayag, has been very supportive and has been very critical in growing telemedicine in the Philippines. I mentioned that stat about growing 1,569% during this pandemic. A lot of that is really driven by DOH policy. DOH has embraced telemedicine and has done things like allowing e-prescriptions to be recognized at pharmacies. So it's policies like that that provide the on-ramp for tech players such as Consulta MD to operate and thrive. So thank you so much to the DOH. Thank you so much, Dr. Taya.
Yeah, happy to chime in here, guys. So yeah, the question is, like where can, particularly, InsurTech can get more support from legislation or sandboxes. So I could share a little bit more about our story. When we first launched Maria Health, we were not licensed the first few years. And of course, policy always lags behind the pace of technology. And in 2019, the Insurance Commission released the first online aggregator license, and we saw that as extremely progressive stance from the regulators embracing InsurTechs. Now, if you take a look at, so what we like to see moving forward is this continual effort in fostering collaboration between InsurTechs, traditional insurers and regulators through sandbox dedicated for just health insurance. I think in the Philippines right now, there are sandboxes for general insurance. There are sandboxes for agriculture insurance. But, guys, we have a 25 billion out-of-pocket expense market problem. But there is no dedicated health insurance sandbox. And I think that, there's just so much kind of opportunity. And when you kind of zoom out and take a look at other markets where you have other InsurTech players, like Philippines, we're not a small market. We're a very big market. And so I think we need to have continued collaboration to grow the industry, grow access to health insurance to those who need it. And can't be done without, kind of stakeholders from the ecosystem.
Yep,
Thank you
I'd
for
like to
that.
jump into John.
Go
So
ahead.
yeah, I agree definitely that we're so fortunate to have Dr. Tayag in the panel today because someone who really understands the role of technology in improving healthcare delivery in our country. And moving forward, we'd like to partner with the Department of Health more closely in terms of number one, promoting health and wellness education. Possibly through digital means, we should be more aggressive, especially around healthy living and infectious disease prevention. In that same research of Dr. Dairit along with the ADB, the good news was that infectious diseases in the Philippines were trending down, so they were decreasing. However, it was also observed that the lifestyle diseases were trending up. So that's why we need intervention, and the health and wellness education is a way to intervene in the deterioration of health status. Second suggestion is, which they have already started, expansion of PhilHealth benefits, especially in outpatient care. I think there was some progress in this area around coverage of outpatient COVID-19 cases. So that's a good start, but a lot can be done. And the third area is approval of the bill on equalization of taxes imposed on HMOs and life insurance companies. Replace the 12% VAT on HMO plans with a 2% premium tax imposed on life insurance companies. Because this change will result in lower prices for health plans. And finally, speed of regulatory approval for insurance and HMO products, especially those that will be distributed via e-commerce, because the population that benefit from these affordable digital vouchers or e-commerce products will be the underserved. So the speed of approval or speed to market is very important.
John, if I may add, I support what has been said so far, but maybe a couple of additional points. Since Noemi already mentioned about equalization of taxes, I'd like to add that maybe government should also consider giving incentives to attract both domestic and foreign direct investments on InsurTech, such as tax breaks. We in PIRA believe that government should reduce non-life insurance taxes in general, as Philippines has the highest rates in the ASEAN region. Another one is that government can also contribute to promoting consumer education and awareness on risk management, insurance, and InsurTech. A good demonstration of this is the Department of Trade and Industry's Payong app for MSMEs. Although this is not totally confined on health, the Payong app is a web and mobile-based application which provides risk assessment as well as e-learning modules for MSMEs. These modules range from entrepreneurship to business continuity and financial literacy, including information on insurance and insurance products for MSMEs. Back to you, John.
Thank you for that, Alan. So, Dr. Tayag, I hope those suggestions were heard loud and clear. As Vincent said, we don't currently have a sandbox, so I'm hoping that we're able to drill down into the details of these suggestions. And
John, I took notes, and they are very good suggestions, if I may call them recommendations. In fact, this may be the missing pieces. And I'm the profound statement of Noemi to look at what Dr. Dairit has mentioned, and she has elaborated on those words that we have to look at digital literacy. But let me include also the basic health literacy. This is very important because digital literacy cannot, okay, move on itself. It has to be coupled with the basic health literacy, another missing piece in the puzzle, so that a patient-centric system will have our efforts together. If we work on this, that we can actually achieve empowerment of our people, because in the final analysis, it's the individual who makes choices. And while we celebrate in making sure that technology can improve decisions, We are also looking at big data for our analytics so that we can actually influence and we can prosper into not just providing services, but actually the data we captured are those that can improve our policies and our standing in our health status as we implement the provisions of the Universal Healthcare Act. Over to you, John.
Thank you very much, Dr. Eric. So I would like to close this panel with this last question. And this question is, what does the future of healthcare and insurance look like for you? So, and where do you see it going? So I'd like to ask this and you to answer on behalf of your respective organizations or respective, I guess, areas of expertise or focus. And to be able to give your, I guess, your answers within the context of how we can improve still what we have gained in the preceding months, year and a half since this whole pandemic began. So Noemi, I'd like to first ask this question from you.
Okay, also let me just pick up from what McKinsey thinks on how wellness will evolve by 2030. So I can just remember, number one, that health is going digital, and we have experienced and seen this happen, especially during the pandemic when we observed digital acceleration. And then number two, that more and more people are interested in getting active or physical activity. But more than getting active, they are also interested in aesthetics. So being physically active while being attractive. And then the third outlook is also about healthy meals. So people will not just demand healthy meals, but they will look for tasty or good tasting healthy meals. And then the last one will be, it's going to be about holistic approach to health. So it's about the physical and also mental health. So more and more mental health is becoming mainstream. Concern for mental health is becoming mainstream. And well, those are the four things that I can remember from the McKinsey Outlook on Health and Wellness 2030.
John, if I can take off from what Noemi said. So she mentioned mental health, about how it's becoming mainstream. Agree completely with that. Consulta MD just did the Philippines' first mental health concert. So we ran a campaign with the hashtag Be Kind to Your Mind. If you go to TikTok, it already has over 21 million views.
Wow.
So it's definitely becoming mainstream. And I think in terms of moving forward, what healthcare will look like is, I think, number one, healthcare will be everywhere. That's already happening. You can already buy Consulta MD in a 7-Eleven, in a pawn shop, in a mall. You can buy Consulta MD from a gas station. Consulta MD is available in over 50,000 retail outlets nationwide. I think that's number one. Number two is, I think Internet of Things is coming to healthcare. So in Consulta MD will actually be integrated with the Huawei smartwatch. So it will track your sleep, it will track your steps. If your vitals drop, a doctor automatically calls you. So that's already happening. And I guess the third is healthcare is going to be democratized. You shouldn't need a credit card. You shouldn't need an e-wallet. You should be able to buy healthcare with load, with prepaid load, which everybody has. So those things are already happening, and excited to see telehealth expand in the Philippines moving forward.
Yeah, I want to jump in real quick there. So we see that the innovations in digital health would really make like what you said, healthcare everywhere. And we could use AI or big data to even create more flexible underwriting for insurance, but also interventions that would be more population centered or population based. Because again, this is the future. Telehealth, digital health is the future, and we need to meet people where they are. So the pandemic really focused on health and put a spotlight on health. Now, how could we address the other things that we mentioned a while ago, and not just infectious diseases, non-communicable diseases, behavioral risk factors that affect these things? And the question is, can we push ourselves even more to improve the health for those who experience disproportionate burden for certain diseases? And I'm not just saying those that are underserved, but also those who experience diseases in a different light. So I think that is going to be the future, and I am looking forward to the collaboration among all the panelists for this. Thank you.
Hi, John. Let me speak one last time in this panel discussion. The pandemic has a silver lining, and we have discussed telemedicine and other tools and applications. But of course, an uncertain future has been predicted because of this pandemic. But what we can be certain of is that we can work together to change our future. And changing our future starts now if we work together towards a common goal. And that goal is to make sure every Filipino gets the best of health in these times and in the future. How to do that is something we have to think about very seriously. This is not something that should be considered as a fad. This is not something that can actually go viral in an instant. We should have the precious building blocks that have guided us through the years. And I am a firm believer that the Universal Healthcare Act is a piece of legislation that should guide all of us. And I congratulate all my co-panelists here for sharing with us in this session what they have for government to actually support them with. And I am sure that I'm not the only one who's listening. And for all those who listen, please, please do the right thing, act now, because there's no other window of opportunity, which is now. Thank you, John.
Dr. Eric, I don't mean to put you, on the spot, but if there are any suggestions from any sector, how can they reach the DOH?
Well, you can reach us through our office. That's the Knowledge Management Information Technology Service. And if this goes to build trust between us, because trust is needed at this time, then we can look at things that can be achieved faster than we expect. We don't have the leisure of time, John, to wait for these things to happen. It should happen now. We should be fast. Otherwise, the window of opportunity will close. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Dr. Eric. Finally, we have Vincent.
Yeah, so I echo with everyone. The future of insurance and in healthcare is fully digital. And at Maria Health, where we are adding value to the ecosystem and the insurance value chain, is continuing to build technology and infrastructure with our insurance partners. And we believe that if we can build the infrastructure where insurance is fully digital, we can actually unlock tremendous amounts of already existing data from the current process that exists today. And with this data, what we'll essentially do is unlock insights and intelligence on precisely who are these Filipinos looking for health insurance, who are their specific segments, who are they, what are their products of interest. We also service customers, and we know their underwriting risk and margins. So we believe the future will be improved pricing, more innovative products, dynamic pricing based on the individual's needs and assessments. And this is where we feel that the future of insurance in the Philippines will go towards.
Thank you, Vincent. It seems like you've come full circle since 2017, when you were just talking about aggregating all of these insurance players into your platform. And I'm very pleased with what has happened in the sector. I think my personal message is that when we started out helping you, for example, back in 2017 with the final pitch, we were trying to get investors to back your vision of how we can integrate tech and insurance. And it seems that that time is now upon us. And the invitation, the call out that I'd like to stress right now is also for other investors outside of the Philippines. You see now, the coming together of all these players. A lot is happening, and there's so much opportunity here in the Philippines to come up with the solutions that we need. And definitely the time is right. The time is now. And I'd like to thank the panelists today who have joined us in celebrating the small successes and also wishing for a better tomorrow in terms of how the sector is going to be helping the millions of Filipinos still underserved by the insurance industry and healthcare as well.
Hello, hi guys, John. As expected, excellent. Thank you guys so much. Allow me to just, I don't think I'll be able to bring you guys all together anytime soon. So I wanted to just recap what our response in Digital Pilipinas will be. Please do stay on quickly. So Dr. Tayag, beyond just a series of thought leadership talks, the real intent of why we brought the DOH here is to really bring technologists into the public health sector. So through Digital Pilipinas and through our HealthTech and InsurTech Association, we will reach out to you separately on more opportunities on how to tech up health. Second, we will be doing public health, a hack COVID, right? A hack COVID hackathon. So this is where we will open up whatever available APIs in the country are out there. Sorry to kind of geek out. We will publish it. We will publish it in what we call the Netflix for APIs called Apex. And the health sector is going to be one of our pain points for 2022, along with MSME integration. No? So Dr. Tayag, you will be a very important component of Digital Pilipinas. The second, sorry, can you guys still hear me? Am I on?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
this will be recorded, right? Okay, great. John, you're going to play a very important role here. We specifically wanted you here because you're absolutely right. There's never been a better time to be in technology, to be in healthcare, and to be Filipino. And so in partnership with our work with the Monetary Authority of Singapore, we really, pioneering technologies of the BOI. So that's the Bureau of Investments under the DTI. We're going to be launching the Pioneering Technologies program. So our current poster boy right now is Broncas, who will be our speaker in the next panel. And John, we need your help, especially with the final pitch. And the intent here is to really sell the Philippines to the rest of the world for investments related to technology. Okay, so that's why I didn't put this on cam, because I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but I need to recap this as next steps, because Digital Pilipinas is not just all about talks. Sandboxing. Noemi, we heard you. Vince, we heard you. And I've already started discussions with the MAS. There is an insurance sandbox with the MAS, and we're going to trigger that in the same way that we have a payment sandbox, right? We call it OFAC, okay? I didn't come up with that name, I swear, right? So it's basically our open banking exchange platform, which is also launching next week. It is not preventing us from actually coming up with our own sandbox for insurance. So Alan, sorry to put you, my friend, again on the spot. I'm going to weigh in on you again and ask for your help from the PIRA and PLIA side, because I don't do anything in this space without you. So yes, we are going to, it's one of our priority areas for PhilHealth and InsurTech, and I've already started discussions with the MAS. Sorry, very quickly. Consumer protection and data. And also, Alan mentioned something about risk management. We are putting together a cybersecurity and a risk management RegTech group. So this is working closely with all the conveners of Digital Pilipinas, plus also, surprisingly, the white hat and the ethical hackers. So we were able to bring them to the fold. No, we're just birthing World FinTech Festival, and then we will resume to live as we know it, post SFF. And this is going to be part of the priority areas. Quickly, Alan, testing and training will be on the blockchain. So I will discuss that with you separately. And that is a program we're launching next week during SFF as well. Dr. Tayag, the Technologists for Health, was something I discussed with Dr. Bev last year when we were first appointed by the DOH. And I spoke to her and she said, Amor, Dr. Tayag is the best person to champion that. So we will all darken your doorsteps once again. Last but not the least, guys, let's continue to carry on this conversation. I thank Noemi and Alan specifically who've agreed to devote their time to actually grow both the InsurTech and the HealthTech Association of the Philippines in the same way we've done it for FinTech. So maraming salamat, and this isn't the last time. Thank you for your service to the industry. Marami pong salamat.
So with that, thank you very much to all our panelists. This is the panel that I guess people from around the world will be watching. We do have a global audience. So again, the call out is for everyone to get involved. The Philippines is where opportunity is ripe, and we welcome you. Hopefully more, as Alan has mentioned, more tax breaks, more incentives for other players to be able to join our battle cry here in the Philippines. So thank you very much for joining this conversation.
Thank you to our moderator, John Aguilar, and to our panelists for the fantastic discourse on such crucial elements of our society with or without a pandemic. That's all the time we have for the panel, but first, a message from GCash and Insular Life. Turning over to you, Ran Baldago.
The world of today may have changed, yet our belief has always stayed the same. Everyone deserves the good. That's why we've changed for the better. We've made ourselves better, so we can reach those who have just begun to chase after their dreams. So we can give women the light by which to guide their families to a better tomorrow. So we can realize the hope that every Filipino harbors and move forward, leaving no one behind. We're better today, because today is what shapes the future. And in the future, we see everyone leading a lifetime for good. In life, a lifetime for good.
Magandang araw. My name is Ran Baldago and I'm your host today. Welcome to our segment, Innovation and Acceleration, Driving Insurance and Financial Education for Filipinos. The energy here in Digital Filipinas 2021 is electric. It's teeming with ideas and possibilities. Listening to the talks today with all the innovations and geniuses around them is one more reminder that the future is bright and we're on our way there because the digital future is now. Of course, we want to keep these good vibes coming, right? So with not just one, not two, but three brands all working together for Filipinos greater good in life. Insular Life, or In Life, is the first and largest Filipino life insurance company and the only new company in the Philippines. With 111 years of experience in financial protection, savings, investments, and retirement, In Life helps Filipinos make confident financial decisions by providing a full range of high-value insurance products that empower Filipinos to attain financial security and fulfill their dreams. In Life Healthcare is the health maintenance organization subsidiary of In Life, and it continues in the pioneering spirit of its parent company. As an all-Filipino HMO, In Life Healthcare takes pride in having unique and deep insight into Filipinos' healthcare requirements and the way to best deliver a healthcare experience that is aligned with Filipino values and preferences. In Life Healthcare answers widespread demand for timely, medically appropriate, affordable, and accessible medical care with its healthcare solutions that promote holistic wellness throughout different life stages. InLife Health dedicates itself as the health partner of Filipinos in achieving wellness for a lifetime. Joining us today are Shiro's Geraldine Pascual, Head of Digital Distribution of Insular Life, and Tricia Rosadian, First Vice President and Head of Sales and Marketing Division of InLife Care. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, welcome. Thank you, Ran. Good morning to all our attendees and to my co-presenters for this segment. One of the biggest concern in the financial services industry, particularly in the life insurance segment in the Philippines, is that the majority of its population remains underserved, with only less than 2% insurance penetration and among the lowest in Asia. Insights from market studies showed that the top consideration among the various reasons why Filipinos do not buy insurance is budget constraint. And if Filipinos do buy insurance, the decision is either triggered by unforeseen events or the purchase is positioned as more of an investment rather than protection. However, we are now seeing some positive developments that happened during the pandemic. The market research conducted by Nielsen and SGV Ernst & Young showed encouraging insights on changes in consumer behavior. First, health and staying healthy has become the consumer's top priority. Second, the experience of pandemic has generated significant interest in protection products among the younger population below the age 44. They are looking for short-term protection plans to cover hospital bills, credit card bills, lost income, mortgage payments, and education costs. Third, the pandemic permanently changed consumer behavior. They prefer digital channels in interacting with agents and with insurers. Fourth, consumers prefer insurance brands with social responsibility and empathy, and this is a consideration in their buying decisions. For the InLife Group, we see opportunities in the changes in the consumer behavior. Through digitalization and partnerships with technological innovators like GCash, we could now reach out to more than 70 million Filipinos who are mobile internet users. With the use of the right platform and mobile applications, insurers can afford to offer products with lower premiums, thus making insurance affordable and accessible to more Filipinos.
The InLife Group is uniquely positioned to respond to these shifts in consumer behavior. We have both life insurance, InLife, and an HMO subsidiary, InLife Healthcare. Together, the InLife Group adopts a holistic approach to help clients manage their health and financial risk. And through our partnership with GCash, we made our health and protection products accessible to all Filipinos. Premium Protect Plan is a term life insurance plan with hospital income benefit for 1 full year and has COVID-19 coverage and death benefit if insured dies due to natural accident causes including COVID-19. It has a coverage of 20,000, 30,000, and 50,000 pesos with a benefit plan of 500 daily hospital income for confinements due to sickness or accidental injury for at least 4 days at a very affordable price. For InLife Healthcare, we have launched our sachet-type health plans in 2019. But let me highlight one of our best-selling products, our ER Care All-in 100.
Emergency health plan na pasok sa budget? ER Care All-in 100 Adults ang hanap mo. Sa halagang 1,750 pesos, may hanggang 100,000 pesos na coverage ka na para sa medical emergency dulot ng aksidente o viral at bacterial na sakit. Sagot na ang gastusin sa inyong pagpapagamot, confinement, at iba pa. Ang iyong ER eCare All-In Voucher ay matatagpuan sa iyong email. Tinatanggap ito sa higit ng 400 hospitals sa buong Pilipinas. Maging ligtas at sigurado na! Punta na sa shop.insularhealthcare.com.ph at bumili ng eCare All-In Prepaid Health Tank na swak para sa iyo.
Even during pandemic, InLife Healthcare continues to expand its network of providers, which to date has over 500 InLife Healthcare accredited hospitals nationwide. Since the launch of our sachet healthcare plans in 2019, it now has over 30,000 members covered. The reliability and affordability of our products and digital capabilities of GCash will hopefully encourage more Filipinos to get the health and financial safety net they need. These are the products we are offering on GCash, the leading mobile wallet leveraging on relevant everyday digital products. And to discuss more about GCash, we have their enterprise lead for financial institutions, Mr. Emilio Ilianan.
Good day. Thank you to the organizers and our partners from the Insular Group for having us. Now, GCash will be at the forefront of the new normal, providing safe and relevant financial services via our cashless ecosystem, through which we aim to promote financial inclusivity while improving the lives of everyday Filipinos. Now, it's no secret that the pandemic has forced us to shift gears. It's impacted the lives of many Filipinos and the economy. Last year, we saw a drop of 9.5% in the GDP. Our unemployment rate was at 8.1% earlier in August, and 26% of MSMEs have fully closed, leaving millions of Filipinos jobless. Due to the quarantine restrictions, we've seen a shift in online behavior to almost all aspects of our everyday lives. There were three main trends that we identified. The first was a no-contact revolution, which made e-commerce an essential part of everyday life. Given the fears of possibly transmitting the disease from face-to-face transactions, GCash was poised to provide safe, convenient, and secure modes of payment. Secondly, we saw virtual communities pop up due to the massive unemployment of Filipinos. We turned to online selling and social media to find ways to make a living. GCash provided these new businesses and entrepreneurs with a safe, contactless way to accept payments for their goods and services. And lastly, people became more conscious about financial management. We saw that people became highly concerned about the pandemic's impact on their financial security. And GCash was once again at the forefront, providing relevant, accessible financial services like savings, credit, investments, and of course, insurance. Today, we keep the economy moving through relevant products that complement each of these trends. And this is made possible through our support from our partners. Now, GCash has stayed relevant throughout the pandemic through various means. First of which is what we call our digital pangkabuhayan, where over 3 million Filipinos have benefited from P2P payments, cash in and cash out outlets within their communities, informal remittance centers, as well as informal buyout centers, allowing more and more Filipinos to pay bills and sell load. We've also become a partner for the public sector in both the national and the LGU level, where we've helped facilitate the disbursement of over 16 billion pesos worth of SAP distribution during the pandemic, ensuring Filipinos get their financial aid quickly and securely. And most recently, we've worked with the city of Makati to distribute 52% of their cash aid in just a single day. We've also enabled digital bayanihan, in which GCash was hailed the easiest way to donate during the pandemic, being recognized by celebrities, philanthropists, and NGOs alike. GCash was able to collect over 40 million pesos worth of cash aid to help those affected by the typhoons and the pandemic. And lastly, GCash is part of the micro moments, where despite being socially distanced, we help people feel that little bit more connected by allowing loved ones to reach out through sending a clip or a personalized message. And we've incorporated holidays and themes to ensure we can still all celebrate together. Now, GCash is the leading mobile wallet via relevant everyday digital products. We're recognized as the #1 finance app in the country based on a third-party study done by App Annie, where we can see that we have 3.8 times more active users than other e-wallets and 4.4 times more active users than other banking apps. We have over 48 million registered users, and we have over 3 million social sellers and merchants. We see an average login and usage of 2 times a day for our active users, and we've hit a peak of 90 million logins and a peak of 12 million daily transactions. Lastly, to end the year, we're on track to hit 3 trillion pesos in gross transaction value. This is because we're able to differentiate our products and services through our various use cases. And lastly, speaking of use cases, something we're all extremely excited about is G-Life, which launched earlier this year, where we're able to bring brands, companies, and services closer to their customers by allowing partners to create mini programs that run within the GCash app, leveraging our nearly 50 million users. We've curated e-commerce with just a tap. We've become the go-to platform from everything from food and beverage to gaming, health and wellness, and now, of course, financial services. All of this would not be possible without our valued partners from both the private and public sectors who have been crucial in the development of GCash throughout the years. It's through these partnerships that we've been able to further the cause of financial inclusivity and reach millions of Filipinos, while at the same time also providing operational efficiency and value-added services to our partners, both big and small. We've done so through our industry-leading business solutions, just like G-Life. And with that, we're happy to welcome our friends from the Insular Group to our growing list of over 200 merchants on G-Life, bringing affordable and convenient access to the health and insurance products for more Filipinos.
Thank you, Emilio, Trichy, and Geraldine. Wow, only 7% of Filipinos are covered by HMOs and even less by life insurances. Business-wise, is a massive opportunity. Socially, it's a huge responsibility. So your partnership is not just a strategic move for you. This is needed by Filipinos. And so in Life Group's partnership with GCash, we expect things to look up soon. Congratulations, you guys. So to talk about more of how Life Group and GCash is pushing for health and financial education through technology, let's welcome again Trichy Sadian and Geraldine Pascual on the floor. This time, we also want to welcome Chito Maniago, Vice President for Corporate Communications and Public Affairs of GCash, to join the discussion. Hi, guys.
Hello, Ran, and hello, of course, to all our viewers and our partners.
Hello Ran. Hello Chito. Hi Trichy.
Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Chito. And hi, Ran.
So, how is private sector participation imperative in driving digital financial inclusion in the Philippines?
Let me take this, Ran. So, yes, of course, public sector participation is very, very important for all of us to drive financial inclusion, not just in the Philippines, but in the region as well. Very recently, the governor of the Central Bank of the Philippines declared that 50% or half of all transactions should be digital by 2023 already. And at least 70% of Filipino adults should have access to formal financial accounts or bank accounts by 2023. And definitely GCash is here not to support this thrust of the Philippine government. As you know, currently we are the #1 financial app in the Philippines. And we're very happy to partner with like-minded entities and organizations like Insular Life, of course. As of October, we have 51 million in terms of subscribers, which is actually half, mostly, half of the population of the Philippines right now. And we are happy to see high user engagement as shown by our daily active transactions now peaking at least 12 million and daily logins going as high as 19 million rand. So definitely this showcases how GCash is already embedded in the daily lives of Filipinos. Filipinos. And as mentioned, we are here to ensure that we provide digital financial solutions, especially for the underserved sectors. And we will continue to innovate to ensure that our products and services would address these gaps in the country today.
It was mentioned that the Philippines has very low insurance penetration, and one of the main reasons is affordability. What are the reasons given by Filipinos for not buying insurance, and how can we address this?
I would like to think that like to answer that question, Rano, because there's a general perception of the Filipino consumer, or the perception of the Filipino consumer in general with regards to buying insurance, specifically life insurance, is that application process is complicated. Now, and that's the very reason why we partnered with GCash, because with the availability of our products, of InLife's products through GCash, we made life insurance accessible, simple, and affordable, and can be done with just a few clicks.
So, how can your company further promote digital adoption in both health and financial sectors?
I'll take that question, Ran. So, as insurers, we need to have a strong digital capabilities, data analytics, affordable solutions, and strong value propositions in a most compassionate approach. The change in the consumer preferences for interacting and the purchasing insurance products led insurers to rethink how these new products will be distributed and how they will engage consumers in the light of their needs and preferences. We innovated and optimized their distribution channels, which are more personalized and flexible to give the best-in-class customer experience. Filipino consumers are now inclined to acquire life and health insurance online for their protection needs. There are more technology choices that a company may invest that can help define its value proposition. A company may invest in flexible technologies such as cloud, APIs, and data analytics to remain competitive. Companies must accept that digital is here to stay. Companies should recognize that technology's strategic importance as a critical component of the business, not just a source of cost efficiencies. Digitization has already been part of life and health insurance with the mobile app, wearables, online offers, and other automated solutions. Companies need to be aware that to remain competitive should strategically set a technology infrastructure as what may work today may not work for tomorrow. That's all, Ran.
Thank you, Ran, and I'd like to share my thoughts on this. I agree with our ladies, beautiful ladies from Insular. And of course, going digital is the only way to go right now, Ran. No? And for us in GCash, our role in the lives of Filipinos has evolved from just being an e-wallet for payments to being their new personal digital life hack. So beyond making everyday payments and transfers more convenient, people are now using GCash for digital lifestyle, like shopping, for example. And more importantly, for financial services like savings, investments, insurance, credit, and more recently, loans. And we are here to cement our position in terms of nation building. Happy to share that very recently, we announced the entry of new investors coming in. So this is definitely a concrete articulation of the trust of our partners globally. So again, we would like to thank our partners from the World FinTech Festival, our friends from the FinTech communities of both Singapore and Philippines. Sorry for that. And just to cement what we've said a while ago, that GCash is your strong partner in nation building. Thank you.
Well, it looks like exciting things are ahead in the health and industry. And InLife Group and GCash are at the forefront of it. Thank you everyone for joining us today in our segment, Innovation and Acceleration Driving Insurance and Financial Education for Filipinos. This has been Randall Dago. We'll see you later.
Thank you to GCash and InLife. Launching this during the World FinTech Festival is proof of how moments like this can lead to concrete roadmaps and real collaboration.